So this is the tutorial for the Svengali deck. A Svengali deck is also called a long and short deck in Magic. That's because every second card in this deck is the same card. So you have 26 of the same card and 26 different cards in this deck. All of the Ace of Hearts in this deck, they've all been cut a little bit shorter than the rest of the deck. So inside this deck, the aces, let me just straighten these up. The aces have all been cut just a little bit shorter. That's why it's called a long and short deck. That allows me to cut to a card and it's an ace. And I can cut anywhere I want in the deck because it will be an ace. And that's because the aces are cut shorter and my fingers don't actually touch the aces. So this deck is especially good if you need to force a card on somebody. Svengali decks come in any card that you want because of the International Playing Card Company rotates through the cards when they make them up, and then so you can get them in any deck, which is good. This one just happens to be the Ace of Hearts. So now you can have somebody select a card and it's Ace of Hearts, put it back in the deck, snap your fingers, the ace will jump to the top. What? Yeah, you cut it back into the deck, you snap your fingers, the ace will jump to the top. Each time you do that, the Ace of Hearts will jump to the top, like that. Then I get the spectator. I could get the spectator to cut the cards, and the spectator can actually cut the cards and take this. When we tap the top of every pile, they actually turn into aces. Sometimes, excuse me, sometimes you won't cut directly to an ace, but if you tap it, the next card will be an ace. So sometimes you got to play with the deck a little bit, okay? So if I gather these up, I can show the spectator that they're all different. If I take the ace and put it in front of the deck and turn it over, rub the back of the cards, they actually all turn into aces. And that's because of the long and short principle. So when I do this, the cards are all different because two cards are falling as one card. The card in front and the ace in behind there. And if I turn it over, now the aces fall in front of every card, making the deck all the same. I can also snap my fingers, cut it, and their card will come to the top. So, for instance, you could have somebody say stop. You can cut to, they can look at a card. Of course, it's going to be an ace. And then what you do is you put this on the table. You cut as many piles as you want. They put a coin on top of one of the piles. You can gather up the rest of them. And when they turn over their card, it is their selection, which makes it quite spectacular. So this is a quite easy deck to do. You understand the long and short principle of the deck. That's called long and short. And it's a fantastic deck of cards. Talk to any magician. That's the first deck they start with, is a Svengali deck.